This is a quick video on cleaning valves. Most of the YouTube videos I see online, they're all a little risky in one way, shape, or form or another, unless they're actually in machine shops. That or they're some old guy doing it and they have really bad video or audio quality. So this is one that I just finished doing. As you can see, the point of this is not like to bring it to a mere finish or anything stupid like that. It's simply to get to a point where you can properly lap it and there's no more carbon buildup left. I've got most of them done, except for the last two, and I'll go through that right quick and explain the things I took from the other YouTube videos and the stuff I left. So it's just the exhaust valves that typically need done, as the gas usually keeps the intakes sufficiently clean enough to get a suction cup to stick to anyway, and the the actual part that seals will be reasonably clean on the intake valve as well. So all you're going to need for this is Scotch Brite pad, red or a finer grit. You don't want something especially abrasive, so if you don't have the chart up there to look up what it is, you're looking for something that'll simply scuff paint, not remove it, not those aggressive green pads you'll see like in the cleaning section. This will be very fine, because the purpose of the pad is you do not want to take off any metal. You simply want to remove the carbon buildup that is around these valves. So do not, under any circumstance, use sandpaper, no matter what the grit or anything of that nature. Also, you also do not want to sand this section here at all. That is going to be within the valve guide. You do not want to change that tolerance whatsoever. So in order to help you do that and to protect the top of it once you put it into the drill press, you want to cut a little section of rubber hose that'll cover the top section, which will be in the chuck, and the bottom section, which will cover the rest of the part that will be in the guide. So there's no risk at all of damaging the section of the valve guide. And then you want to use a little bit of WD-40 for lube. I'm using a drill press. If you don't have a drill press, you can still do this with a hand drill. The drill press adds more control, both in the ability to kind of move around your Scotch Brite pad, as well as the ability to set a static RPM and keep it there, as you do not want this to go especially fast. But the number one speed in the drill may be too slow as well, so it's kind of awkward to hold the ideal RPM. So we'll go ahead and slide this in. There we go. So as you can see, protects the top of the valve from the chuck from getting damaged, as well as protects the area inside the valve seal from the Scotch Brite and whatnot. Granted, the Scotch Brite Pro wouldn't touch this, but better safe than sorry. It's not like you're only buying the rubber hose 1 inch at a time. You don't need to get this chuck too crazy tight. You just want it tight enough so that it's not gonna stop it easily anyways. So you just give that just a little turn. I could use a little bit more. Something you kind of got to feel out. You want the chuck just to move just a little bit when that moves, so it doesn't move freely. And another quick couple safety tips. Obviously, we're going to be touching the spinning object itself. So with the drill press, even though we're going to be using some kind of crappy stuff and getting our hands dirty, you do not want to use gloves working around rotating equipment. What can happen is the glove can get sucked into that, it'll wrap your hand around it, and you'll get degloved is what it's called. If you want to look up some nasty pictures of that, feel free, but yeah, you do not want that to happen. Same thing, take off any jewelry. You want to have hands free of gloves, rings, whatever people put in their goddamn hands these days. So we'll start off by giving it just a little spritz of the WD, and we will get this underway. So make sure you know where the kill switch is, just in case anything happens. Mine's big right in the front, so it makes things easy. As you can see, I'm operating at 540 RPM, which is as low as my drill press will go. And it's still moving sufficiently quick. So you'll just start moving your Scotch Brite up and down. You don't want to spend too much time focusing on the edges, because the edges are going to get hit very easily just from it naturally moving over them. If you stay on the left side, it's a lot easier. So because it's going to be wanting to naturally pull the Scotch Brite into it rather than push it away as on the other side. Giving out its little spritz of WD again. And you'll also want to cut your Scotch Brites into little quarter sheets if they don't already come that way. If you try using a full sheet or a bigger sheet, you can run into the same issue where it'll wrap around, and then your hand can get sucked into it from there, which is, yeah, not ideal. So the main thing is you're going to want to hit this face a fair bit, because if you're going to be following this up with lapping, and you're going to need that suction cup to stick to the face, and you got to get all that carbon buildup off of there. Give this a quick little midway check. Resist the urge to put the rag on it to clean it while it's rotating. Same thing as the gloves and everything else. You do not want that to get sucked into the rotating object. So we're getting pretty close. You can still feel a little bit of carbon on the face here, so we'll go a little bit further. Might see the valve wobbling a little bit here. That's just kind of a result of the rubber valve being in the chuck and the fact that my Ryobi drill press is not exactly perfectly true. Alright, it should be good there. Give it a quick wipe. It feels good. We'll take this out of the drill press. And it is nice and clean. Once again, the objective of this is not to get them polished or anything like that. These are exhaust valves. We're just going to get carbon back up anyway. The main thing is you want to get them clean enough so that when you start lapping, it's not going to start pulling all that old carbon and soot into your lapping compound and then potentially damage the valve seat. And also to give yourself a nice clean surface to be able to actually get the suction cup to adhere to, versus how it was originally likely when you pulled it out of your head, where it's just a whole bunch of old carbon that's built up. Oh, I only got one more to do. And as you can see, it's a pretty quick process, especially if you don't have to film a video or explain it during it. Thanks for watching.